The vicious dog lost control and charged straight at me. Yet I saw with my own eyes that my personal guard rushed to protect my sister first, leaving me to be knocked down and bitten. Only in that moment did I finally wake up. The man I loved for 3 years was never worth my devotion. The first thing I did after recovering was agreeing to replace my scheming sister in marrying the paralyzed young master and planning to hand the man over to her. On the wedding day, the man was originally my personal guard. I fell in love with him at first sight and tried everything to make him love me, but he was always unmoved. I thought it was simply his nature until I overheard his conversation with a friend and learned the full truth. He was actually the heir of a noble house, not an ordinary guard. He stayed by my side, only to get closer to my sister. What hurt even more was learning that in his eyes, I was worth less than a strand of her hair. From that moment on, I swore to let go of this misplaced affection, and that became the reason I agreed to the substitute marriage. The next day I went to an auction, hoping to buy a dowry for myself. My sister heard and rushed over, using her generous allowance to compete with me, but she did not know. Father had given me 1 million gold taels. She had no chance of beating me in wealth, but when the man saw her feeling wronged, he secretly ordered his guards to raise the bids for her. From then on, every item the host presented, the guards arrogantly bid on, never giving me a chance. By the end of the auction, every single item was bought for my sister. She left proudly with her treasures, while I acquired nothing. I stormed out in anger, planning to drink away my frustration, but my sister insisted on joining me. I wanted to refuse, until I saw the man personally helping her into the carriage. At the tavern, a hunting dog used for competitions broke free from its cage and sprinted straight toward us. He protected her first, leaving me injured. To punish his failure, I took up a whip to discipline him, but my sister jumped in front of him, and I accidentally struck her. He panicked immediately. The next day, I was kidnapped while outside. The kidnappers demanded no money and showed no interest in anything else. They just whipped me repeatedly. I endured the pain, unable to imagine who I had provoked, until I heard a voice nearby and realized the mastermind was the man himself. Soon it was my sister's birthday, the last event I would attend with him by my side. Watching her enjoyed by everyone, cherished by the family, I could never forget the day my mother died, driven to death by my father and his mistress when she carried my sister. At the banquet, the man prepared countless precious gifts, giving my sister endless prestige. Seeing this left me suffocated. I rose and left. My sister chased me outside, learning I would marry the paralyzed young master. Her face lit with gloating joy, mocking that I could never compete with her, just like my mother could never compete with hers. Her words ignited my fury. Before I could respond, she saw the man approaching. She grabbed my hand and slapped herself with it, instantly turning the scene into me bullying her. The man rushed to her side, overcome with heartache. Hearing the commotion, everyone gathered under her tearful accusations. Everyone believed I was jealous and petty. I stopped explaining, took the blame directly, grabbed her, slapped her hard, and walked away through the crowd. The day to leave finally came. I ordered my servants to pack, planning to move out completely. The man thought I was simply relocating and offered to help, but I told him I had something else for him to do. I asked him to buy sugar-roasted chestnuts for my sister. He was confused, but I told him to just follow instructions. Then I handed him a letter to give to my sister as well. The moment he left, I got into my carriage, pulled out the portrait I had painted of him long ago, and tore it into pieces. Saying goodbye to the past completely, on the other side, he delivered the chestnuts and the letter to my sister, then turned to leave. But she stopped him, saying he no longer needed to return to my side, because in the letter, I had already given him to her.